All right, today we find ourselves, if I can close this door, we find ourselves at Gresham City Park. There's some trails a couple miles away from here we're going to check out. And of course, we are in the Bounder. Let's get our mileage reset here. We're going to get going down the trail here, and then I'll explain what we're doing out here. I guess we'll slow down here for a minute. I forgot about the concept of wind noise. Anyways, I tried to do a trail run a few days ago down in Portland, and well, we'll just say that didn't work out very well. But we started out here at Gresham City Park, and there's what's the name of it? I'll put it in when I'm editing. But there seems to be a network of trails that look like they might be interesting to explore. Now, I looked a little bit at the map and the topographical stuff. Hang on, more people. You would think after all these years I don't care about holding up a camera and talking to it, but I still do for whatever reason. Anyways, I looked at the topographical map, and it looks like a lot of the trails would be more suited for the Frontier V6, but there's no official parking lot for this place, and it just kind of goes, there's entrances in various neighborhoods. And seeing as how Power Stroke vans tend to go missing, I decided it's probably better to use an actual parking lot that has, you know, wheelchair parking spaces, and then make my way down here. So we're in the Bounder. We're just gonna do some exploring. I don't know how well a rear-wheel drive chair is gonna do on some of these trails, but it's about 1.5 miles from here. So we're gonna head over there, take a look, and see if it's worth coming back later with a different chair, or maybe even doing one of our wheelchair hikes at. So anyways, we've been on this particular trail about 1 billion times, but if we go down here about 1/2 mile, there's a road that we'll turn on and kind of cut through a neighborhood. I've looked at Street View for a lot of it, and it looks like there's sidewalks most of the way, so I think we should be good. All right, this is Regner Road, and according to Street View, this sidewalk does have a cutout at the end, so let's see here. Oh, yeah, blackberries. But we're gonna go down here, I think about 1/2 mile or so to 19th Street. Ooh, there's some holes in the ground. And quite a bit of broken glass. Only problem with using the Bounder out here is the particular gearing I have on this thing right now is not super good at hills. So, like I said, we're just going to kind of explore and see if we need to come back with the V6 or something like that. All right, so I think we go down here about 1/4 mile or so. All right, looks like our entrance is right here. Huh. I didn't realize it was on this hill. Pretty loose gravel. I think we're okay. According to the map, that goes up to another neighborhood, and this continues on up to the rest of the trails. But this is some fairly aggressive gravel, and yeah, the Frontier V6 would have been a lot better for this. I guess we will continue on a little bit and see what there is to see up here. Ugh. Okay, this keeps getting steeper and steeper, and the gravel is becoming more aggressive, and I'm gonna rattle myself to death up here, I think. Yeah, I think we might need to come back at some point with the Frontier V6. Boy. All right, oh my gosh. Yeah, we need something with air-filled tires to do that. Well, anyways, it looks like a cool spot. I just got frustrated because when you start bouncing around and you have suspension forks on the front of your power chair and you're on sidewalks and stuff, it gets really sketchy, and you have to be really careful. Then it winds up being just more of you're trying to pay attention so you don't fall out of your chair, as opposed to just enjoying what's going on around you. But there's the concept also that there's a lot of people everywhere. I thought I was fine with that today, but as soon as I got out here, I was like, yeah, no, I think I'm good. So we're gonna head back and find something else to do. It's the next day now, and all night last last night, I was thinking I can't give up that easily. So I grabbed the Frontier V6 and we're headed back out to that trail. I will not be defeated. Well, I mean, if the trail gets too narrow, whatever, but I want to do more exploring. I was looking at the map again, and that seems like a pretty decent trail network up there. Okay, let's try this again. This is already significantly better. It's funny how when you pick the right equipment to do something, it makes all the difference in the world. And yeah, I wouldn't attempt this. Well, so I mean, if I had to, I could take my daily F3 up here. It would not be comfortable and it'd be very bouncy. But yeah, this old school Frontier V6 is designed for this sort of stuff, and I'm not getting rattled to death. Unless you've used one of these chairs, you don't know what I'm talking about. It just gives you a sure-footed feeling, like you can drive off of sidewalks or curbs and you'll be fine. Anyways, let's explore. Yeah, and the gearing that I have on the Bounder right now, it's more for flat travel roads and going long distances at speed. This is getting steep enough now that that would have really put an extra load on everything. And I'm not a small guy, so you gotta have something that matches your weight. Let's take a second and familiarize ourselves with the map here. So this trail goes way up to, looks like Gabbert Butte or something like that. And if we go to satellite view here, yeah, you can see it just kind of goes through the middle of everything. How's it going? Does this get really steep up here anywhere that you know of?
You're in an S curve that's going to be a little steep.
Okay, cool, thanks. Oh, yep, he was not kidding. I think we should be okay. Alright, see how this does. Oh yeah, no problem. I already aired down my tires from last time we used this thing. The trick with this chair is not letting the tires start spinning on you, especially on gravel. And this actually might get pretty tricky here. Let's see. I'm gonna go over here where there's less gravel. Nope, not into the dirt though. Oh, and that's the dirt. All right, let's pick another line here. Okay, we may have to start that over again. Let me tilt forward a little bit. So that's what I'm talking about right there. These front tires are designed to come off the ground when you encounter resistance, so they don't get buried and get in your way, or don't turn into anchors, is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's see if we can get going here again. Slowly, slowly. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's fairly steep. The F3 would have made it up. Well, actually, would it? I don't think I could have made it up that on the F3 because of the loose gravel. The steepness wouldn't be an issue, but the gravel is. So, anyways, cool. This chair is already doing its thing. Oop. Carefully. Carefully. All right. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna try and get a picture of that shows how steep it actually is. Yeah, photos don't really do justice, but I'm gonna tilt back here again. Yeah, the trick is keeping your tires from spinning and keeping the suspension from doing that hopping thing. Tilt forward, kind of lean forward to get your weight up, and there you go. Luckily, we are in the middle of rural suburbia, so if I do have to call someone for help, it's not a big deal. But obviously, don't be dumb. All right. We have a crossroads and a backless bench. Let's see here. Gresham Butte Saddle Trail. You are here, and we started down here. So that goes up to the top, and these drop off to a couple of neighborhoods. That is too steep. I'm pretty sure I can get a photo of that. So I think what we're gonna do, I was curious where this road went. I couldn't tell by looking at the maps. A lot of times when I'm scoping out a place like this, I use Street View. And the Street View imagery was toggling between like 2007 and 2023. And going down this way, well, I was trying to find a place to park so I could access this place. And I can't tell if it dumps off in private property down there. The old photos didn't have a gate and just looked like a road, but then the new ones had a gate. So I think we're gonna go down there and check that out and see where that goes. And then probably come back and go down here. For right now though, I'm just gonna take a picture of this to show you. I'm not going to attempt this trail because there is no way. But trust me, that behind me is too steep. I know I'm still gonna get comments of people saying though, oh, my insert brand of chair here would climb that with no problem. Okay, so whatever this is, appears to me not traveled nearly as much. Hang on, I gotta tilt back a little more. So let's see where this goes. Hang on, tilt back forward again before we get up here to the steepness. I have to kind of lean back in my normal driving position, so it's a balance between being comfortable and also being able to get up hills. Ooh, very deep gravel. Okay, so I have some pavement here. Because, yeah, some crap. The historical imagery showed this as a road. Yeah, I think this used to be an actual, like, access road up here. But the historical imagery did show that this was an actual road at one point. And it looks like... yeah, that might be private property. And yes, it is. All right, cool. Back down we go. Oh. let's go this way. Hang on, I gotta get a photo of this. Yeah, here we go, right here. All right, that might be some new wallpaper photo right there. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop right here. It's pretty loose gravel and it's not very wide. One of the things with this chair is you need room to be able to kind of, well, the chair walks back and forth as you're going in four-wheel mode. And by four-wheel, I mean the front two up off the ground. And there's not enough space there for me to be able to do that coming back up. And also running one tire into the dirt means you're going to get sideways and get stuck, and that's pretty steep. So anyways, actually let's look at the map here and see how far we have come. Yeah, it looks like we're basically most of the way down to that neighborhood anyways. So I think that's most of the things we can explore out here. So let's head back up to the top and see if there's anything else we need to look at. Oh, I just realized I should have brought the Insta360. I forgot I had that camera. That would have been perfect for this. Yeah, whatever. Hang on. I think I found another angle for wallpaper photos. Yeah, here we go. There does seem to be some infrastructure up here, though. Every so often we have a bunch of little concrete pads with access to some sort of water valves or something. Although they do that a lot in the Portland metro area. All these big hills that are everywhere, they like to put water towers at the top of them. Well, I do believe that is everything there is to see up here. Yeah, we came in that way, we went up there, we went down there, and this is that ridiculously steep part that apparently goes into some neighborhood on top of the hill. Oh yeah, they tell you all the entrances here. Gresham's mini buttes are boring lava domes, formations created from eruptions that occurred between 100,000 and 6 million years ago, as the Portland Basin was pulled apart by tectonic forces. Rocky Butte and Mount Tabor in Portland are also boring lava domes. I don't know if I would call lava boring, but I think they're referring to the town of Boring, maybe? I don't know. Let's get some more tilt going here, and we will head back down to the van. We'll reduce our speed here just a little bit. Woo, skidding. Oh, actually I forgot. There's one more section of this trail I want to check out. It goes up the other way, right after we get in here off the street. Okay, we get it. You're birds. That sounded like metal rattling. I think I just ran through crap. I did. Gross. Oh my god, that stinks. Oh. I thought I heard metal bolts rattling, but ugh, am I gonna get this crap off my tires? I guess we could try this grass here. Okay, so that's where we parked down there where we came in. This, I believe, goes up to another neighborhood. I'm gonna try and do some little serpentine stuff here to try and replace the crap with mud. Not working very well. Whatever. Continuing on. Oh yes, and by the way, this chair has plenty of power to do donuts on command. It hasn't rained enough recently for there to be mud puddles. Usually I would just head for the nearest mud puddle to clean that off. Oh, yep, neighborhood. Oh, that noise was rocks sticking to the crap on my tires and then flying off and hitting the metal frame. Okay. And rural suburbia. Let's see, where does this connect compared to anything else? Just goes back down to the road. All right, well, I think that is going to be most of the stuff around here to look at. So let's head back to the van and see what we can do about these tires. Why is this thing suddenly so squirrely? Hang on. I think we angered the gyro. The gyro that I installed, by the way. These things do not come with one stock. There we go. Gross. I was thinking about running through there, but I don't want to tempt my luck and get stuck somehow. By the way, after coming out here yesterday, I determined that it's probably okay to leave the van parked out here on this street for short periods of time. I couldn't tell by looking at the maps and stuff yesterday, so that's why I parked so far away. Man, I'm gonna have to find a garden hose or something to clean that off. Also, by the way, I figured out what was going on with the drivability on this van. Like I was saying, it wasn't necessarily a problem, but I was just noticing the automotive technician part of my brain, because I worked in drivability and high performance and tuning and stuff like that, and there was a little bit of weirdness I couldn't quite figure out. Well, I figured out on this van what was going on. Turns out the tune or the chip that it has in it is expecting one of the PCM output pins to have 12 volts injected into it. So finally got that done, and now it's running exactly the same every day and perfectly. However, with a thing that has 240 or 50,000 miles, now that we are actually running proper and have maybe another 50 horsepower or whatever it works out to being, I'm gonna have to be careful with the transmission. It's still fine, but yeah, I'm putting money aside because I know at some point it's gonna need to be rebuilt. But for now, we're doing fine. That's just me being what's the term? Preemptive? I don't know, something. Let's get out of here. It smells in here now. Oh man. Yeah. All right, I managed to find a garden hose nearby and got the wheels or the tires on this thing cleaned off. That was nasty.